In the UFC, Conor McGregor coined it as Red Panty Night, when fighters step up to earn career-high purses and life-changing money.
It's time to fight me. It's a celebration. You ring back home. You ring your wife. Baby, we done it. Conor McGregor made us rich. Break out the red panties.
Ironically, the Irishman was gifted a red panty night of his own when dollar signs lured him into the boxing world.
They talk about it, I'll be about it. That's what he got.
He's a small man, so he looks frail to me. But I see a half a fire. I see a man who would be easily and will be easily dismantled.
There is nothing these can do to faze me. I'm getting fight checks and promoter checks. When Floyd was 28, he was on Oscar De La Hoya's undercard.
I think anyone wants to see these fights. They want to see Tyson Fury versus Usyk, or they want to see Tyson Fury versus Anthony Joshua.
As fans, we want to see an undisputed heavyweight champion of the world. It hasn't been happening since Lennox Lewis.
Or is Francis Ngannou back in play with all these things?
Fight fans, welcome back.
Tyson, he's going to make, I don't know, 30, 40 million to fight a guy that couldn't beat him if they fought a million times.
What do you value more, the skill or the show?
So, smart business, bad for legacy.
The ability or controversy? A slick counter or a sharp tongue?
Because I'm going to make everybody in this f***ing room rich if they bet on me.
Boxing purists stay winning as the best finally fight the best.
When you want to win something this big, you got to risk it all.
And whilst the heavyweight division drags its feet, still stuck in pantomime mode, an unexpected hero versus villain collision between two of the sport's baddest men might just make the spotlight burn that bit brighter when the undisputed leap of faith finally happens.
He's a fucking specimen.
I don't think this is in any way likely, but Francis has fucking insane power, and I know what you're saying.
The hero, MMA's most dangerous, a humble champion with freakish genetics and lights out power.
Oh, this is bad news! That's it!
You think you can knock him out?
Oh yeah, 100% I believe I can knock it out.
The villain, the king of the heavyweight division, unparalleled in terms of skill, speed, and showmanship.
Tyson Fury is the player in this. He's not the game. And you know the age-old saying, can't hate the player, you got to hate the game.
We have technically seen it all before, but the higher up the weight classes you go, the more the rule book begins to bend.
All right, fans, here we go.
Do like what I'm seeing from Tyson Fury now.
Oh my goodness.
Here we take a closer look at the Gypsy King Tyson Fury versus the Predator Francis Ngannou.
And if you happen to be a Dana White hater, you want Francis Ngannou to win.
Well,
so you got to wait.
What could possibly? The only thing, honestly,
it'll be a game changer.
You know what's a game changer to me? Him versus Francis Ngannou.
Tyson Fury versus anybody at this stage generates money, but the ideology of a super fight between two of the baddest men in their respective sports made Fury versus Ngannou too big to avoid.
Fury will fight former UFC heavyweight champion Francis Ngannou at the end of October in Saudi Arabia.
Francis, you did it. You did it, Francis.
Yes, man, we did this.
Félicitations.
It's finally going down. Merci beaucoup.
And I've never boxed an MMA fighter before, and he's awkward, and he's coming from different angles. And I got to give this man all the respect he deserves for stepping up to the plate when all the other fighters said no.
And his prize fighting is all about the money. But this fight against Ngannou, who's making his professional debut, he shouldn't have a chance, not even a puncher's chance.
I can't complain, you know. I'm happy for Francis Ngannou that he's obviously going to get a big payday and secure the bag himself.
As we say here today, I'm only interested in one thing: getting Ngannou fought and beat, collecting my money and going all the way to the bank, clickety-clank.
All together now!
Tyson Fury's ability to switch from athlete to showman in a split second is one of the things that's helped craft him into one of the sport's standout names.
Tyson, who's as big a heavyweight as you're ever going to see. 6'9", long as crazy, agile.
His graceful slips and slides, followed by a trademark post-fight rendition.
I think I was born to do this. I'm a natural entertainer.
I'd like to sing a little song for you all right here in the ring. Here we go. I'm not just a boxer. Let's do it.
So this is to my UK fans, my Irish fans, my American
American fans and my new German fans.
However, the lines have become a little blurry, and boxing fans are frustrated to see the showman getting more airtime than the athlete.
Thank you very much! Vegas, I love you, baby!
3-time best-selling author, #1 on Netflix, heavyweight champion of the world. Is there anybody else like me? Oh, and by the way, did I mention I'm a WWE superstar?
It's a shame, because the hard-hitting and aggressive version of Tyson Fury that we've seen of late is an absolute specimen to watch.
You gotta fear a man that tells you what he's gonna do.
What I'm going to do to Deontay Wilder this time is I'm going to run him over as if I'm an 18-wheeler and he's a human being.
And then goes into the ring and does it. Fury said, I'm gonna rough him up and I'm gonna knock him out. And he did just that.
Skip, they can fight 20 more times, and Deontay Wilder will never beat Tyson Fury.
I don't know any other heavyweight in the world or in the history who could do to Wilder what Tyson Fury is doing here tonight.
It's all over, and Wilder is beaten. So, and other people saying it's just for money.
Haters gonna hate, bitches gonna hate. Billy, so was Carl Fratch. There you go, bars. Two old boys who people wrote off all their careers. We ain't done bad, have we?
Regardless of his ever-changing stance on money, legacy, and status, it's hard to see Fury pulling the curtains on his career without that undisputed super fight.
Undisputed, undefeated heavyweight champion of the world. The seduction of being able to be that one guy that ever did that, he can't pass it up.
Where I'm standing, Usyk, you and your team are worth 30%. You either take it or you leave it.
Just get ready for October 28th, because if he's not taking this seriously, I think he might get surprised and get some regrets for his life.
He does things that just seem like abnormal and outlandish because he is so powerful that he can just shut anybody's lights out.
Most people are most often introduced to Francis Ngannou by watching him knock Alistair Overeem off his feet with an uppercut.
Overeem's head was just backwards in that one photo. That's like an iconic, that's probably the most iconic heavyweight MMA fighting photo that there is.
Or being compared to a Ford Escort in terms of punching power.
At the 96 horsepower, which is equal to getting hit by a Ford Escort going as fast as it can.
Knockout! Vicious uppercut!
To the fire with Ngannou, you go to sleep. Oh my goodness!
That's it!
Ngannou closes the show!
More powerful than a 12-pound sledgehammer swung full force from overhead. Holy shit.
And from watching his fights or highlights, you'll be pressed to find a scarier man amongst the current crop.
And introducing arguably the most powerful athlete in the history of combat sports.
Clearing out the UFC's heavyweight division with a collection of terrifying displays of dominance.
No matter how beastly you are and how powerful you are with those punches, eventually you're going to get clipped. Right. You're going to go down.
He hits as hard as a small family car. It's okay being a big strong puncher in a target that don't move, but it's pretty difficult hitting this hand full power when it's moving like that. So you can't hit what you can't see.
But the what-ifs that surround Ngannou and boxing's elite are nothing new.
How do you reckon Francis could get on in boxing?
Not very well.
Who's you got the best chance of beating?
Wilder.
Really?
Well, he's the worst boxer.
Francis is, after all, a boxer turned MMA fighter, not the other way around.
First day, he told me, you have good potential, but in France, MMA is better. And then I say, what is MMA?
You arrived at the UFC, it just went crazy because everybody loves to see knockouts, and that's what you do.
Yes, but...
and you do them in a spectacular way.
However, amongst professional boxers, it's hard to say fundamentally where he'd fit in.
I think I can beat everybody. You know, it won't be an easy fight, basically, in the boxing rules, but I can beat anybody, and I would get prepared, you know.
As soon as that bell goes, what's he going to do, Ngannou? He can only do one thing. He's got to go and try and put it on Tyson. He's got to try and knock him out. Can he do it? And that's what we're going to see.
How would he fare against an Efe Ejagba, a Charles Martin, or even a Kevin Johnson? Most people would think you're crazy to even put him this high.
I don't see Ngannou as a boxer. If you see, he throws hands from everywhere. You cannot expect. That's a dangerous thing.
But with size and strength like Francis has, come the question marks.
I said he's got to come in and try. In my opinion, he's as dangerous as the next heavyweight.
As strong a guy as Ngannou is, it's a boxing match.
They all oppose the same threat, and I think he's in the mix with them, Ngannou.
1, 2, 3.
And Floyd Mayweather seals his place in boxing history forever.
I didn't anticipate that. Three game changes in the fight. That's what a true champion does. Much respect.
Though whilst the MMA world celebrates and Francis gets his golden moment,
Just be happy for Francis Ngannou.
Yeah.
He took a gamble. It could have massively blew up in his face, and it's paid off.
this matchup is far, far more dangerous. Floyd was 40 years old with brittle hands and diminished power. Tyson Fury is a giant in his athletic peak, hitting harder and more aggressively than ever.
But it's less likely because the level of damage you will receive from that one mistake you make is significantly more than the level of damage you'll receive at a lighter weight.
The two characters that will meet October 28th in Riyadh are very different. Ngannou is a cool, calm killer, and Tyson Fury is the ultimate wind-up merchant.
When I go to sleep every night, I see your ugly face before I go to sleep, and I dream about knocking your head off every time.
A certain level of respect is guaranteed, but it'll be interesting to see whether or not Fury brings any of the pre-fight heat that lit up the Wilder trilogy.
How am I going to let this little skinny spaghetti hoop man beat me? How am I going to do that? You're not going to feel no
Oh, boy, you're going to think about me.
And whether Francis will bite.
He's pretty good at it, acting like a fool, but he's very serious at what he does. Come up and play and say, I'm fat this, that. No, bro, you're the best boxer in the world, and you come say, no. I take very serious, and I don't pay attention on those stuff.
I'm 170, he's 270 pounds, so it's going to be an explosive fight when it happens.
As you look down the tail of the tape, sheer size stands out as the trump card for both of these man mountains. From past opponents, Dillian White stands roughly the same height as Francis, Chisora slightly smaller. And whilst the weigh-in will draw Joshua Ruiz vibes with the body type comparisons, it will be Fury that claims all the advantages on paper. An extra 2 inches of reach, 2 years younger, and an abundance of experience. As always with these types of fights, the more you look at it, the harder and harder it gets to make a case for Francis.
It looks like this fight is happening, and I think it's not going to go the way that most people think.
What's a hard fight, Tyson Fury or John Jones?
Oh, Tyson Fury. I mean, John Jones is a hard fight, but I'm fighting in the sport that I'm doing. I'm more confident, I'm more comfortable in that fight than with Tyson Fury.
A little bit of a mismatch. Or at least Fury's made it look that way.
Fury was, and probably still is, one of the most deceptively skilled fighters on earth.
The referee is close to stopping it.
His style is hectic, yet calculated. His body doughy, yet durable. His work can look rushed at times, but in reality, everything is moving like clockwork.
Fury with the uppercut! What a punch! The right uppercut!
All this, combined with the sheer size of the man, makes finding sparring partners to replicate his style near impossible.
Can't really get his style anywhere else. No one can replicate his style. You're only going to get it sparring him. I mean, he's awkward. He keeps you guessing all the time. He keeps you thinking. If you ain't got a high boxing IQ, you're going to get caught and you're going to get put away. So, yeah.
Fury is going to feel like he's got 8 arms in there for Francis, and openings are going to be few and far between. If he does find an angle, it'll most likely come in the first couple of rounds. And whilst one huge shot could set the crowd alight and get the adrenaline pumping, it'll be the composure, awareness, and gas tank of Ngannou that burns under the microscope.
Mike Tyson being involved in Francis Ngannou's corner is enormous. Confidence, emotional intelligence, fighting intelligence. all that stuff that he can bring.
To work with him, actually. You know, I would love to work with him. I would love to sign him, you know, to Mayweather Promotions. Very skilled guy. He was unbelievable. I would like to work with him someday. You know, if he want to fight one of the top heavyweight guys, he should do it.
If you worked with him, could you get him to beat some of those guys?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, it's going to take a while. I can't say it's going to take a while because in the heavyweight division, you know, it takes just one shot at any weight class. Actually, it takes just one shot. So with his size and his strength and his power, anything can happen.
With his size, strength, power, do you think he's the best candidate to cross over to boxing and make a big splash?
He's powerful, and with his power and his toughness, he's able to make some noise in the heavyweight division. You tell me another boxer that makes $30 million from patches on his trunks. Tell me one. Tell me one. Remember, y'all forget. I'm the one that put heavyweights out of business when I was fighting. Man, it's all about the big guys, the heavyweights. I put them out of business. Then all the guys that y'all said was extraordinary, the Canelos and the Pacquiaos, I made them look ordinary. Then y'all go back and say, oh, we want to see Floyd fight him again. Why? When you get it done right the first time, you ain't got to do it the second time.
The biggest star in the UFC that's active right now.
Oh, yes. Oh, 100%. Nobody can touch him. He is playing a different game, but he is elected to play that game. He is coming after Conor McGregor's spot. And I'm only telling you that because Conor's one of 5 guys that even knows that there's a game being played here. Conor's one of 5 guys that knows you can be the boss even after the loss. You can still be the top draw. You can still be a main event, but there's a way to manage your career so that the outcome doesn't matter. And there's nobody else that even understands that. And, well, now Izzy does. And Izzy's coming for him. He's not there yet. Red Panty Night is still real, but, yeah, it could be a different colored panty night in a minute here.
Francis Ngannou. There he is. Francis, you did it. You did it, Francis.
Yes, man. We did this.
Félicitations.
It's finally going down. Merci beaucoup.
How does it feel a week later? Does this feel real? Does it feel like a real thing?
Oh, it feels very real because for you it's week later, but for me he was more than week later.
Okay, fair enough. So can we start there? When did this start to become like a real thing? Like when I last spoke to you was May, I think the 16th or 17th when you made the announcement of PFL, right? You didn't say anything about that. At that point, was it a thing?
No, it wasn't going on yet.
It wasn't? Okay, so can you tell us when it started?
Well, he really started like 1 month ago, five weeks ago.
Wow.
And then I received a call from Raiko in Saudi, and he was like, okay, they want to do this fight. Let's meet in New York and this. And I wasn't very, at that time I wasn't very excited. I was like, okay, let's find out what's going on. Anyway, I was going to be in New York. So get in New York, we met, he get me meet people, and we started talking.
Wow. So it wasn't even that long ago.
No. He was this quick. Like, the negotiation went on and off like less than 2 weeks.
Were you surprised? Like initially, were you like, man, this seems too good to be true. This is now happening too easily?
No, I knew the people that was behind. I know that it's happening.
Wow. At any point in the process, did you speak to Tyson yourself?
No, I haven't spoken to Tyson myself, or either one of his team, but we don't have to speak. We're going to meet at the press conference.
Sure.
In the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, 2 kings collide, and we are looking to answer that question. On behalf of Queensberry and Top Rank, we want to say what an honour and privilege it is to be working on such an incredible fight as part of the opening of the Riyadh season, and we want to express our thanks to His Excellency, the Chairman of the General Entertainment Authority, Turki Al-Shah, and to all.
UFC has become one of the most popular sports in the United States, and Francis is a legend in that sport. And Tyson has performed so admirably in the United States over the past few years that he is a massive figure in sports. And now the fact that they're both coming together is something that is creating tremendous interest in the United States.
Photographs won 3 big awards as well. So this is not small time. This is as big as it gets. So I just wanted to share that little info with you. We can get back to the press conference now, if that's all right.
Thank you, Tyson. A lot of key points there. Let's get a round of applause. I don't even know where to start, to be honest, but we'll bring in... give me a minute. Francis Ngannou, let me ask you a question. We know how hard you hit. I've heard you talk about the delivery system. It's all well and good having a big punch, but you need to be able to land it. So is that delivery system ready?
We are working on the delivery system, and if you look... if you've been watching my training, you will see that we have one of the best guys in the world that ever lived, that ever done this in the camp, in the man of Mike Tyson. I think if you're talking about delivery system, you can go any bigger than that, you know. So yes, we are working on the delivery system because it's a very important element for me in this fight. I heard people said, oh, he has the biggest puncher, he has a punch, he punch hard. But if you can punch somebody, your punch is worthless. And I really intend to make my punch useful. You understand? So that's why I'm working on the delivery system. I mean, don't be a fool. I know this is a big challenge for me, and I'm working very hard to put myself in the best position because no many fighters, even great as they were, didn't have this opportunity in their lifetime, in their career, to be sitting in this position, have a fight in this magnitude, you know. And again, that's why, like, sometimes I wake up in the night, I'm like, hey man, I'm tripping. Like, is it real? Like, then I walk around, I look and stuff, I'm like, no, I'm not dreaming. This is real. So, and all that because of Your Excellency up there, which I want to thank as well for putting this show bigger than a fight, a cultural event that we're going to be part of and make history out of it. And I'm going to fight the best boxer in the world for my first boxing fight. And I always ask myself, like, what will happen at the moment that guy hit the floor and doesn't stand up? Like, are you the best boxer in the world now? Like, what would that be? I mean, if you take out the number one, you're the number one, right? I think.
Two ways about it. Whoever's the best on the night will win the fight. That's it.
And Tyson.
World champion in boxing. Because in fighting, I think you are very limited in general. Just
no,
besides
not
boxing.
fighting, because I think I can beat
Fighting
you in the cage.
In general, you're very limited.
I would kick your ass in the cage, no problem.
No, you can't dare. You can't even
100%.
think about that.
100%.
But just focus on
I'll beat you in the boxing ring,
just
and then I'll kick your ass in the cage.
And then we will see after.
100%. I'll beat you at boxing, I'll beat you in a cage. No problem.
No, bro.
No problem.
Focus on boxing.
No problem.
For right now.
Best at boxing, and I'll beat him in a cage fight. No two ways about it.
Well, there you have it. The gauntlet has been laid down here. I'm being told to wrap up. What a brilliant press conference we've had. We're just about to have the face-off. The thing to remember, this is October 28th. We kick off Riyadh season. Two kings collide in the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia.
Bringing Francis Ngannou. Francis, come here, ESPN.
Is this your next fight?
I'm the boxing heavyweight champion, UFC heavyweight champion. He's in great shape. Look at the muscles on him.
And we're going to find out who is the baddest motherfucker on the planet.
Good man, Francis.
Yeah.
We apologize for the language.
At the moment, so
I get a couple of months, then I'll be right back on my feet.
We'll speak. He's a good-looking Javi, isn't he?
Yeah.
Have you got a big Corey?
Huh?
Have you got a big Corey?
No. Big what?
Corey.
Hey, this is getting off the chains, but will we see it in the octagon or will we see it in the ring?
Yeah, thank you.
Octagon or ring?
Well, this is going to be one very special fight, like never before seen in the history of our sport.
Tyson called you a dosser. He said he's gonna knock you out. What's your message to Tyson Fury as we get set for one of the biggest boxing matches we'll ever see?
Well, he has said a lot of things. He better just get ready for October 2028, because if he's not taking this seriously, I think he might get surprised and get some regrets for his life. I'm coming for all. This is my moment. This is my lifetime. This is what I've been waiting. You know, the boxing dream that I've been having since I was a kid, even long time before discover MMA. This is it. This is like fighting the boxing champion. The belt might not be on the line, but he's the reigning champion, and this is the dream. So I'm coming for everything.
Do you sometimes pinch yourself that this is actually happening? You talked it into existence, and at some points it seemed like all the other guys had other opponents, and then this kind of fell in your lap. You know, like, does it seem like a dream that has just come true?
It is a dream come true. We have been talking about this fight for over 3 years now. If you look back, even on social media, this fight we have been talking about this fight before the pandemic, which is insane, right? And here it's happening. So you can just imagine how can it feel to wait something for this long time and go through what I've been through to get there and finally get there, you know, because regardless, this fight couldn't happen if I didn't take some initiative and decide to take my fate, my destiny in my hand and take control of my career. This fight couldn't happen. I had to take like some tough decision for my life and stand up for myself in order to get here. It wasn't this, where I am right now, wasn't given at all.
Take us inside training camp. How are things different? Doing anything different? Or is it the same, you know, Dewey, Eric Nixick, the same coaches?
No, you know, I have a great team around me. I have people that I have chosen mostly based on the energy that we keep on the team. And I think I'm gonna keep the same team around for the same reason. But although I think we need an outside expertise, we need to move something around, make some changes, because this is a new game for all of us. You know, none of us has been prepared for something like this in the past. So we're gonna take as much help as needed to reinforce our team, but the same team is staying.
You once told us that Mike Tyson told you he would help train you for a Tyson Fury fight. Any thought in reaching out to someone, you know, of that stature?
Exactly. I think getting some advice or some training from Mike Tyson would be good. I also think of somebody like Lennox Lewis, which could be good. He has, I love his boxing style, very basic, but very sharp, efficient, you know, 1-2, all those stuff, like classic, but very good. I love stuff like that. So yes, one of those guys, boxer. And I'm impressed to see how people are counting me out of this, and it also gets me excited. You know, one more thing that they keep doubting on me, and as usual, I might keep proving them wrong about this, because I'm working there as a fighter. I'm not working there because yes, I have a strong punch, yes, I can connect them. I'm working there to fight. In case this fight goes to decision, I will still expect to win, even by decision. And whatever the options are, I want to be prepared and with that fight for, because that will cement my position now as a boxer. You know, unlike like just a MMA fighter that's crossing over with the power, like that's only what I have, which is not true.